Shall we play some red-black Kroxa Skelemental here in Modern? This list specifically attempts to do things with Skelemental, Kroxa, and punching our opponent's face with some unearths as well. We have Fatal Pushes and Lightning Bolts to keep us from dying quickly and also to have some interaction against our opponents. We have Ransack the Lab, which has actually been a very good digging card, but also feels the graveyard for something to be targeted by Unearth, finds our Kroxa, or potentially finds us our third land. Topping out here, we have Seasoned Pyromancer, which is a good utility creature, digging us through, helping us discard some things that we may not want in our hand. Liliana the Veils, excellent as a Planeswalker, no need of an introduction there. And then the key cards of Lightning Skelemental to make our opponent discard and smash them for 6 damage. Sideboard-wise, we have a few things here for graveyards, surgical extractions, a few things for token or small creature decks, Plague Engineers, Fulminator Mages for Tron, maybe for Amulet, Ashiok for Amulet, Kalitas for some life gain, Collective Brutalities for life gain, and Engineered Explosives as a board wipe type effect for 1 and 2 mana. Let's go ahead and play some Kroxa Skelemental in Modern and see how it goes. This is definitely a favorite of the stream, it seems, right now. It's been very popular to talk on what Russ said earlier in the stream. When we play this list, we tend to get a few extra people here, and it does help us potentially getting closer and closer to that Twitch partnership. We're probably a little ways out, but if you're looking for other streamers or people on YouTube, please check out Avaros and Marin Moon, as they are also two others that do some great, excellent content. Very different things. Varos is currently doing Pioneer. I don't know what Marin's doing exactly. I think I've been seeing her do some brews in both Modern and Pioneer, but Marin does a lot of brews. So if you're looking for some unique cards, go check them out. Shoutouts are good, man. That was your 30-second ad because we don't run ads here. We're fully supported by you fine folks. If you're on YouTube, I apologize. You are getting some ads. We're experimenting on you. I mean, thank you for your support. Let's play first. Let's play some Kroxa Skelemental. 2 Kroxas. Not the best to have 2 Kroxas. We do have an interaction spell of Lightning Bolt and a top end of Skelemental. We're going to go ahead and keep this. Pyromancer could help us also fuel the graveyard. Adless ads. Yeah, we don't do ads on Twitch. If you get an ad when you come in, that's because that's what Twitch does. I do get a little bit from that. Yay. But we never run ads during the stream. You get 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of straight content here. So enjoy it. Because it's awesome. It's for you guys. Guys, gals, ladies, and gentlemen. Coin Magic 45 is our opponent, has wished us good luck. Have fun. Let's play some Magic. Content. Yeah, content. We do take bits. Guys. It's potentially a Boil deck. Ah! Of course we find them. Now we find them. We finally found the deck we could boil, and we're on Kroxa now. Oh, well. It'll be okay. Let's go ahead and Kroxa them. Kroxa, pass turn, next turn Skelemental, smash face. Following turn, Kroxa or Seasoned Pyromancer, getting close to just slamming last Kroxa from graveyard. Dogfight, thank you for that. Tier 1. A sub, 19 months. And if you're a sub, give some love to Dogfight. Thank you so much, Dogfight. Keeping us at our 70 subscribers. I remember when it was Zale and Stickball Russ. Like 2 other people. Now we have a whole wolf pack. That's right, get them howls in there. Howls and love. We had one person suggest a really, really cool idea for an emote. I've thought about it. I might do that. We'll have to see. Ditches an Ancient Stirrings. My opponent seems to want to keep their lands, it looks like. Plays Bouncy Land. Well, we're just gonna blast them. Skelemental, in we come. We have a second Skelemental, doing 6 here, taking them to 13. We'll do another 6 and take them to 7. We've almost got them. This is what I'm feeling like. Watch out for the Titans and the zombies, exactly. Except we're gonna just obliterate them. Take every card in their hand if possible. The fact that they bounced a land is probably benefiting them just slightly here, having more options to pitch to our Skelemental. Good fiery blast here, though. Good start to this league. Opponent pitches a Summoner's Pact and a Simic Growth Chamber. Plays a Dryad out. 2 cards remain. Bajuka Bogs, clearing. Poor Kroxa. Poor Kroxa. I'm going to go ahead and nail that last card with this Kroxa. Pass turn. It was a Securus Tribe Scout, so they took no damage. Field the Dead into play. Dryad Arbor in for 2. I think I just hit him for another 6 here. We'll do this, even though it doesn't discard, because then Seasoned Pyromancer could ditch and find an Unearth, and then we hit him for another 6. So we potentially have them at 1 life, potentially. We'll see. Ripping the hand apart. 1, 2, 3. There's a Fatal Push. Well, I guess I Seasoned Pyromancer here. Unfortunately, I lose the Fatal Push. But that'll give me 2 tokens. And I got some okay cards here. We'll pass turn. We can now Ransack, and then the following turn we could Kroxa. We're almost there. Opponent does nothing. Let's go ahead and attempt a Ransack here. Inquisition, Marsh Flats, Thoughtseize. Huh. Let's take a Thoughtseize here. We will attempt to Thoughtseize them. Take their Arbor. Combat. Swing with everything. They'll block. I think I want to play this Dreadport Arcanist down. And then we have Seasoned Pyromancer from the yard. We have Kroxa from the yard. We can Unearth. We could get a Bolt. Bolt, attack, Bolt. They have exactly 6 here. Summoner Pact. So here they can go get Primeval Titan. Primeval Titan will allow them to go get 2 more lands here. They can bounce the Bajuka Bog, which is really bad for us. They'll bounce the Bajuka Bog with a bounce land, play Bajuka Bog, clear our graveyard. Vesuva, Simic Growth Chamber, and Valakut. So actually, they just kill me here. Well, they didn't have to do the Bajuka Bog anyway. Dang it. Well, that was a nice rip from them. We had them the following turn, and they got us. Dang. All right. Fulminator Mages. Surgicals. Ashiok. Dreadboard, Ransack, Fatal Push. Inquisition, 1 Bolt. Yeah, it was a bummer. Ashiok, Fulminators, Mages in. If I can get these Surgicals, it would be nice, but it's not necessary. I don't know if I need these Surgicals or not. Imagine if we had Boil. I'm going to take one more Ransack out for a Surgical. I personally think Ransack's an okay card to take out from time to time. I have seen the value of it, though. I'm also leaving in the Arcanist for some value with Unearth and Fulminator Mage, because we've seen a lot of value when that happens as well. Why is the temperature rising? No idea. Let's play first. Man, this hand's not very good. I think we have to mulligan this. Even though I really kind of like it. With the ability to bolt, then Arcanist bolt. But I don't think it does enough. Here we go. Keep. I'll just ditch a Bloodstained Mire here. This is a heck of a lot better of a hand. Alright, get some Ashioks, get some Ransacks down. Once upon a time for our opponent. Hanawar Battlements. Plays it, plays a Amulet. Let's go ahead and go fetching. Let's go ahead and fuel our graveyard a little bit here. Take a Lily. That's not a bad card to have. Pass turn. Alright, Breeding Pool. Gets to untap this. No follow-up. Wonder if I'm supposed to just Lightning Skelemental here. Maybe just Ashiok as well. I could Ashiok. Probably safely mill them a little bit. I think we don't have a bad card here. I think Ashiok's our safest card. And I will go ahead and mill them a little bit, just to maybe get over something really interesting. Like 2 Dryads, and a Primeval Titan, and a Dismember. I don't think that could have been any better. Once upon a time for our opponent. Valakut has been found. Alright, so we have 3 mana here. It's going. How are you? Azusa? Dryad. Alright. Dryad, Feel the Dead. I can at least Liliana downtick here. Liliana downtick and Thoughtseize seems good. I'm down with doing all of that. We'll probably leave Ashiok where Ashiok is. Possibly. I can mill myself. I could. I don't really want to right now, but I definitely could in the future. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them as well here. We have a Beast Within, a Primeval Titan, a Summoner's Pact. The Beast Within is a bit of a frustrating card here. I suppose I just take the Primeval Titan and then plan to smack them with Skelemental when they play this Golgari Rot Farm down. They will bounce a land. They can't Summoner's Pact currently because of Ashiok. So we'll take the Primeval Titan, we'll leave them with Beast Within. And we'll go ahead and we'll just go after them again. Alright, so we've hit Primeval, Primeval. We have an Azusa as well. If you're leaving Beast and Pact, then they can Beast and Pact for Baloth. 1, 2, 3. They could. It's fine with me, I suppose. Game 2. This is game 2. They could. I will be very honest, I haven't seen too many of them running Baloth. Maybe they're starting to. We did run into that one person that had a bunch of Baloths. But they were also playing Coursers, and it was a bit of a different build. It was more red-green. I haven't seen many Titan players play Baloth, if I'm honest. Opponent's thinking about this one. They've got a lot to think about. Yes. Yeah, Kroxa is a fine target to discard with Liliana. Yeah, so... yeah, if they end up with a Baloth in here at some point when we're doing the Liliana uptick, Kroxa can be discarded and then played from graveyard currently. If they don't do a whole lot, Skelemental is not a bad idea either. The turn's probably just Kroxa, if I'm honest. Yep, and we have the Beast to block as well. The Ashiok's good on time. They also have... they do have one more Primeval Titan. They have exactly one Primeval Titan currently. They could Golgari Rot Farm, Beast within Summoner's Pact, play a 4-drop, or they could Beast within Instant Speed, next turn try to Summoner's Pact their last Primeval Titan. If they go that line, we may be upticking Liliana, swinging in with Skelemental, and I think that's 3 cards, and that should get all the cards in their hand. If we do that, though, we might be exposing ourselves to a Baloth. The Baloth itself might be showing up. We'll see, though. Opponent's got a lot of things to consider here. I do believe we are a bit ahead on our opponent, though. Scariest thing for them to do is Summoner's Pact, and I top deck a Fulminate Rage to kill off one of these green sources. Something they should consider as well. Bada-bum. Attack with lightning first and then Lily uptick? I don't think that's the right sequence at all. We'll see, though. Alright, Golgari Rot Farm here untaps. They can float mana and bounce it if they'd like. So now they're bouncing something. This trigger is at this point. So they don't do anything else. Okay. This is very interesting. Alright. Lily uptick. Let's start there. We'll get rid of Kroxa. We'll see what they get rid of. They got rid of their Field of the Dead. So they have Summoner Pact, Beast Within, Unknown cards. I think the next play here is to do something with Ashiok. It's probably just mill them some more. I'm pretty stoked with my library or my graveyard for now. So we'll mill them. So we went over land, and a Beast Within. Okay. If I were to Inquisition, I can take the Summoner's Pact. They'll fire off Beast Within. I won't get Kroxa down, but if they go and do something with the Summoner's Pact after the Ashiok, then I can Skelemental after. If I Kroxa before, we might be dealing with a Primeval Titan. Harry! Congrats! That's awesome. Full ride and free housing is really good. I'm afraid of a Bajuka Bog as well. If they Beast Within Kroxa, it doesn't do a whole lot for them. Beast Within this, Summoner's Pact, Liliana downtick. Yeah, I'm thinking this Inquisition first is where we want to what we want to do. I could see doing the Kroxa thing, depending on how they work their Summoner Pact here. It could be in our favor or not. And if they let this resolve and I get to take the Beast Within, then we're in great shape. Alright, so they Beast Within. We get a Beastie. We Inquisition. We grab their Summoner's Pact here. And they have just a Misty Rainforest. And I think I'm going to go ahead and hit them. I don't see any reason not to. Worst thing here is going to be a Bajuka Bog off the top. Going to go take the Misty. And then they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they don't have enough for the top deck of a Primeval Titan. And so they can't go get a Bajuka Bog. They'd have to naturally draw the Bajuka Bog here. We'll get Kroxa and we'll be good from this point on. Dang it. That's a hot one off the top. Summoner's Pact. Tireless Tracker. They're going to have to pay. I think I just blow it up with Liliana. And then we'll make Kroxa, and then we'll make 3 damage in and just start smashing my opponent's face in. They have to pay for Pact next turn, so they're not going to be searching. Ashiok comes down, slams her face. Bolt, bolt. We got him. All right. Changes. Changes. Probably no changes. Let's probably just run it back. Let's go. You'll be attending, and the first course I will learn is the Forbidden Curses. Oh, welcome to Hogwarts. Witchcraft and Wizardry. Zamboni Thug knows what's up. Knows what's up. Alright. I actually really like this hand. Thoughtseize is excellent. We'll go in and take something. Cake Command can shut down a creature, plus a sweet, sweet amulet. Unearth is great in hand, especially off the Ransack. What's up, Cantronic? Welcome back. We're going to keep this hand for you. 16 months in a row for a total of 19. How's it going? What's up? Everyone getting their resubs in. Must be the end of the month, beginning of the month. Once upon a time. Oh, that's a 6 in the chat. Need that F6 value in the main game. Simic Growth Chamber Breeding Pool. Shocking it in. Amulets. Alright. Let's go ahead and fetch. Basic Swamp. Thoughtseize. We have a Dryad and lands. Interesting. Alright. Bajuka Bog is really annoying. We might wait a turn for the Unearth so that Ransack is valuable here. We'll see, though. See what they draw. And our K-Command's looking a little bit hotter here. Especially with their bouncy land. Things get really strange. Simic Growth Chamber, gonna bounce Breeding Pool, more than likely. 3 mana. Wow, did they get a... Simic Growth Chamber's in hand. Alright, they play their Bajuka Bog, but they have the bounce land again, so we can't really play into this just yet. So let's go ahead and play a tap land past turn. I probably just want to kill Amulet and make them discard. Ancient Strain was a very good top deck, I'm just saying. Yeah, the 2/4 body is just massive. It's a cheaper Courser of Crufix that does kind of a lot more. I say cheaper, easier to cast. It's very, very difficult for us to kill this card. Bolt doesn't get it. Fatal Push doesn't get it very easily. So they took up another Simic Growth Chamber. So they have 2 Simic Growth Chambers and a castle in hand. So they have lands in hand. So we just got to beat a land-heavy hand here. We have to be careful. Bajuka Bog can be bounced at any point here and disrupt our graveyard. This is why we're thinking about potentially doing Ransack. If they don't put one of their bounce lands in here, I'm tempted to K-Command them in main phase and make them discard a card. They do play one of these Growth Chambers. We know the other one is there as well. So these 2 cards are in hand, plus Bajuka Bog's probably going back to hand. Bajuka Bog back to hand. Plays the Growth Chamber and picks up the Breeding Pool. So we have Castle, Breeding, Bog. All I want to play is Blood Moon? I know. I know. Alright. So we have a castle, a breeding pool, and a bog. I kind of want to just nail this amulet and hit them. I understand that if I do that, I could be missing out on some extra goodies later. But I think it's the right play. So we'll make them discard and destroy the artifact. Just kind of keep things in check here for a turn or two. They get rid of the breeding. They have castle and bog in hand. Might be doing Ransack here. Ransack Unearth seems okay. Alright, castle in play, bog unknown card. 2 damage in. Plays bog as well. Unknown card. Alright. What do we think? Season Pyromancer at this point? Draw some cards? Get things set up? Let's do that. Let's get rid of these 2. Marsh Flats, Unearth. Okay. Not really hitting a whole lot here. Not a whole lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have plenty of mana here to do anything to us. Just need to maybe avoid for 1 or 2 more turns. We'll see though. I'll probably not fetch with this Marsh Flats in case I find a Fatal Push. Looks like they got Titan. Which is sort of frustrating. Because we've been going at their hand and everything we can here while they've been bouncing all their lands. 6 mana. What you got? Alright. So they've top deck a Primeval Titan the last 2 cards. They go to get 2 lands here. Luckily, they're not going to be able to haste this Primeval Titan immediately. That's good. I can probably fetch with the Marsh Flats because I have the extra Bloodstained Mire. Bloodstained Mire fetching if I find a Fatal Push. What am I doing here? Ransacking? Gruul and Hanawar. Oh, they make red here. They pick up Hanawar, then they play it into play and swing in. That's pretty good, considering they didn't have a amulet. That's pretty nifty. Swings in. Gets 2 Valakuts here. Hits me for 12, and I'm dead. Dang. That's pretty good. I agree with Kentronic. It'd be nice to have played a Blood Moon. They just do the Valakut here, but I think this is still lethal. Kill this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess it's not lethal. Puts me to 2. Plus land drop. 3 damage. I want to kill the Dryad so bad. Took that Dryad and then the very next top deck was a Dryad. That's how we lost that game, unfortunately. Oh, well. Oh, well. Alright, 1-2 starting off this league. Not the best, but we did that with the last league. We can turn this around. Amulet is tough. Dryad does a lot for it. A lot more than we care to admit. Creates Valakut triggers. Creates Field of the Dead triggers. Gets mana. I don't know. What would you prefer to keep? Dryad in Modern? Or Primeval Titan? Primeval Titan's starting to look like Grave Titan and Inferno Titan all tied up together. For 6 mana. Well, this is an interesting hand. Let's keep. For science and for experimentation. Bird of Paradise off of Snow-Covered Forest. Play our Marsh Flats, pass turn. Looking to potentially ransack. Or Arcanist into ransack. Or just Skelemental them to death. Breeding Pool, not shocked in. 2 mana, secure a Tribe Elder. Interesting. Interesting. Ramping deck across from us. Well, we'll play an Arcanist here and pass turn. Maybe set ourselves up with something with Unearths and Ransacks and Skelementals. Who knows? I assume they're going to sack this. Go get Plains. 5 cards in hand. Flooded Strand. They have 5 mana. Reflector Mage, bouncing. Okay. 3 cards remain. I got a feeling this Lightning Skelemental won't do a whole lot. I have a feeling we're going to be met with a path, but we'll give it a shot. Give it a shot. If it connects, it leaves them with 1 card here. Nice. Alright, it did connect. And I have the Unearth and I have the Arcanist as well. They ditched 2 lands here, 1 unknown card. We have a Lightning Skelemental in the graveyard for this Unearth. Looking alright. Goes and gets a snow-covered island. They don't have 5 colors yet, but they have 4 colors. I'm afraid of a Niv Mizzet. Niv Mizzet's not a nice card. Attacks for 2. Do we think they have a counter? Plays a Felidar Guardian, resetting a forest here. Uses the forest to play a Secure Tribe Elder. Okay. We have a very interesting list here going on. Let's go ahead and start with a Ransack. I'll take my Lightning Bolt because everything else missed. Based on what we're looking at here, and they're going to top deck a card, I think we can safely go ahead and play an Arcanist down. And then we can unearth, bolt, and see if we can't get in for all the points of damage here. I'm guessing it's 5-color Copycat. I haven't seen a Felidar Guardian in a while. It's good to see they just picked up a land there. No real threats here from my opponent. They may or may not attack. Choosing not to. Alright, Thoughtseize isn't very good. I could cycle this Unearth. It's not very good to cycle it, though. Let's go ahead and unearth Lightning Skelemental here. If I play Bolt, and I feel like I need to kill this cat here. I'm going to go ahead and kill the cat. We're going to do this. Play this out. Play this. We can then Bolt when we swing in here. And yeah, we're not really making them discard. But at least I'm going to get the cat off. And the cat feels like that's what's going to combo. And so we're removing the combo piece here. And we'll see where this gets us. If they're blocking the Skelemental anyway, they're not really doing a whole lot. They could double block our Dreadhorde, which would put them to 7-6 if they fetch. And it does remove one of our Arcanists here. We should have switched the Scout over. My bad. My bad. Alright. I think it's 4-color Copycat. Splashing red maybe for Saheeli. Well, I guess we see a Sacred Foundry. So it's... 4-color because they're not doing black, it looks like. It's good we killed the cat. Just saying. It's good we killed the cat. Now they can bounce my creatures for a while. I wouldn't have done that, opponent. That was gutsy. They're lucky. That was really gutsy. If I top deck a Skelemental, I just blow them up. If I top deck Kroxa, I would have killed him too. Yeah, it was a good thing we bolted the cat. Although we could have bolted Saheeli as well. Those were options. Oh my gosh, they're playing Field of the Dead. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's see if they attack. I'm gonna leave Bird back. So they can cash in Saheeli and bounce my Arcanist again. interesting. Well, I don't really have another plan. Pass turn. So they just crack this. They should crack this, get a snow-covered, or just a normal island. Getting a normal island, feel the dead trigger. Saheeli, Reflector Mage, bounce this, attack for 6. So my fetch land cost me just briefly there. Well then, it's an interesting little list we have across from us. Teferi as well. Wow, okay. They don't even have to. Well, cashing in Saheeli prevents some things, but what they're going to do is play Teferi here. I can't interact. Now they can do it safely, and now they can kill me. Nice. Alright, you got the line, opponent. It's a lot of lands for a, what, 21 land deck? It's a couple. A couple. Alright. Bring Plague Engineer in to name Cat. That'll actually make the combo not kill us. Liliana Last Hope's probably okay. Engineered is a maybe. I think, honestly, our Dreadboard Arcanists aren't very good. Maybe one of those, one Ransack, one Thoughtseize. Bring these 3 in. I don't feel like this is a surgical match. Could be wrong. We could be very wrong. What? The desk has its own mind. Okay. Here we go. I would like to play first. All right, we'll keep it. We will keep. It has the anti-combo here a little bit. Opponent can bounce that. Let's go ahead and bolt the Noble. All right. And we'll go ahead and play an Arcanist here. This way I get to use the bolt again. If I miss a land drop, we can Kroxa. If I don't, definitely start getting this Plague Engineer possibly down. Could even like land Season Pyromancer, ditch Season plus Kroxa. Get ready to use Kroxa. Draw 2 cards. All kinds of options. Let's attack for 1. We will not use bolts. Kind of want to do that Season Pyromancer play. Season Pyromancer, ditch Season Pyromancer plus Kroxa here. Feels the graveyard for Kroxa in the future. Extra bolts, nice. Plague Engineer is good. Got our land for Kroxa. It's all looking good. Snow-covered plains. Got a path? No path. Looking okay. Shoxin plays a Tribe Elder. play our land. Let's fetch. Let's attempt to play Plague Engineer, and if they allow this to resolve, I can name Snake. Get rid of Shaman. So they go ahead and kill that. Now I can name Cat safely. I believe that's what Felled our Guardian is. Cat Beast. We'll name Cat. And we'll go ahead and swing in. We'll have this extra bolt here, and we're going to use the bolt from the yard. Swing. Definitely use this turn. Bolt them 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I think we have lethal. If they don't kill anything here. They do. They path me. Not quite lethal. Close, though. Close, though. I'm getting there. And we were a bit off. It wouldn't have been lethal. Odd question, but when do you bring in Walking Ballista Game 2, Game 3, or with Karn when playing Prison? Very rarely. Sometimes we'll bring it in against humans. Sometimes playing a Karn out against, say, a Thalia Guardian of Thraben is very difficult. So that would be a reason to bring it in, so you could use the Walking Ballista as a ping. Let's see if we can just clear here. I can put them to 1 if they have something for this Dreadboard Arcanist right now. They do. I'm out of lands. I think we just attack them and put them to 1. I don't think I care about Ashiok. Play our land out. Play Seasoned Pyromancer. Draw 2 cards. Hopefully set something up. And pass the turn. Unless they have a board wipe here, I think we're in good shape to kill them. So yeah, you bring it in against humans. Sometimes if you don't think Karn's very useful, that would be also another reason to bring it in. The other reason would be that none of your stuff in the sideboard matters in that match. In which case you could bring it in. You could potentially bring it in for like Dredge. You could bring it in for a few other matchups, but mostly I usually have it in the sideboard. It's usually just where it sits. Alright, let's just run this back. I don't think there's any changes. I think if we can keep their hand in check and make sure that they don't have any ramping effects with Noble or Birds, we'll be in good shape. This hand's okay. I think we can keep it because we can take something or keep them off of a mana bird. Ransack will help us find our red mana, and we are on the draw. Thanks. Appreciate it. Let's attempt a Thoughtseize here. Didn't have a turn 1. Alright, Guardian, Primeval Titan. Holy crap. Path. I mean, Primeval Titan's a ways away. Do I just take Guardian here? Take Guardian. I understand Lightning Skelementals could get pathed here, but we could Inquisition one of those away before we get to that. Botanical Sanctum for our opponent. Opponent's definitely going to try to do this whole ramping thing. Let's go ahead and cast a Ransack. Ransack's going to try to find our red land here. We do whiff. Not very good. Do I want that swamp or do I want that Thoughtseize? I needed red. I'm going to take the Skelemental here. No. I'm going to take Thoughtseize. So Thoughtseize plus Inquisition can really clear the hand if I miss a land drop this next turn. Needing the second red, the extra swamp doesn't make a whole lot of sense to take. Opponent finds a wooded foothills that was drawn at some point during the last few turns. Alright, we do find the Bloodstained Mire here. I can probably... If I Skelemental, they're definitely pathing. You know what? Let's just hit him with a Thoughtseize and an Inquisition here. And the idea here is I can take both paths and set ourselves up for next turn. We're going to hold Bloodstain in case they do land drop plus Felder Guardian. Then I can at least kill it with the Fatal Push. And then we're going to nail them with some Skelementals and close this game out. They will never get to Primeval Titan. We will not allow it. Flooded Strand. One unknown. Cracks Windswept. Uh-oh. Cracking everything. Crackerjack. Look at all those basics. Methodically planned this out. Show me that Feldar Guardian. Dang it. That's not Feldar Guardian. Last card will be A. Shoot. It's a Baloth. I've got to keep this Bloodstained Mire then. Go to their turn. Nice. Alright. We're going to go ahead and give them the opportunity to slam the Baloth here. I will be using Fatal Push to obliterate the Baloth. Thankfully. I have to go get a blood crypt, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Primeval Titan is in hand. I want to do this because the damage coming back to us is just too much. So this is good. Primeval Titan can't be cast, so we're definitely going to get a Skelemental in there again. And we'll see where we're at. Well, Tribe Elder doesn't do it, so that's fine. Red, black, Lightning Skelemental. Let's clear the hand of the Primeval Titan. Just gonna go ahead and F6 here. No real reason to burn the bolt just yet. See if they maybe play another creature. And we'll worry about the Seasoned Pyromancer next turn. I can't imagine they crack this. No real reason for them to. Little bird. Just bolt their face. Unearth is close to a win. Seasoned Pyromancer could find another bolt or an unearth. Liliana's kind of rude. I think we just slam Seasoned Pyromancer dig deeper than these Lilianas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think she's worth it. Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's find the win. Well, it's not the win. Let's see if they crack. They do. So in response to this, we'll go and nail the bird. This puts us a little bit weak to a few things here that could be blockers, but the bird and this Secure Tribe Elder would have been a Primeval Titan in mana. So this is why we went ahead and killed the Birds of Paradise. We were stopping on upkeep so that I could go through their turn just to see if they would actually do the sacrifice of the Secure Tribe Elder there. We ourselves aren't really hitting much. Just lands. Play the mountain out. I don't know if I have a fetchable land for this Bloodstained Mire. Opponent is at 3, and we do have 3 damage on the battlefield. Reflector Mage, bouncing the token. Doesn't want to bounce Pyromancer because in a turn I'll be able to use it. That being said, might have just won. Let me go see if I have a fetchable land. I do. Return target creature card from graveyard. Deals 2 damage to any target. We'll get a Skelemental, 2 damage, play a Skelemental, swing in, and get this one away from this Saheeli Cat combo player here in Modern. Nice. Got there. So Amulet beats us. 4-color Saheeli Cat combo does not, though. Playing Skelemental. Let's go to match 3. Instantaneous opponent. Whew, it's Friday. All right. We lost the dice roll. Bummer. That is a bummer. Wow. Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I need 1 land. Got the Ransack to find it. And then we'll just Skelemental a couple times in a row. Uh-oh. Simian Spirit Guide land. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think this deck across from us is absolute gas. Oh gosh. Help us. Are we done for? I have K-Commands. I have basic swamps. We'll find them. Right? I like my opponent's thoughts and procedures here. We have 2 swamps to find. Let's see if we can get lucky. We have 4 Seasoned Pyromancers. 2 swamps. 6 cards to find in the deck. My opponent needs to find a land. Simian Spirit Guide. Simian Spirit Guide. Uh-oh. Don't be Karn. Alright, I have Seasoned Pyromancer and K-Command still. When I named it Red Prison, I wasn't kidding. I guess I could cycle the Unearths. Yeah, let's cycle one of these. It kind of reveals what we're doing, but let's get going. It's gonna be a little while. I like that. We'll find what we need. Just keep cycling them. We'll eventually find that black mana. Eventually. Chalice check? No. It's good. They'll have no idea. They don't have a clue what we're doing. We're gonna ditch the lightning bolt. All 1 drops. They'll just think we're red-black crazy control with cycling unearths. Pyretic Ritual. Countered. Haha, your 4-drop you just drew. More lands away. Go ahead, opponent. Gotta hit those two swamps. If we can, we get to play a Skelemental. That is it. Chandra. I need to hit it in the next 2, it looks like. Anger. It's a good card. Show me Seasoned Pyromancer. Right here. Oh no. Gonna get rid of this Fatal Push. That doesn't tell him anything. Alright, we have like a turn here to do this. Ups for mana. Plays a land. Oh, hot dog. You crazy. You're crazy over there. What are you doing? We'll yield. Now I want to keep playing and see what else they're doing over there. They're a bit crazy. Playing that Blood Moon into this Chandra? Lunatic. I bet they have, What you doing over there, opponent? Why do you have white? This is gonna get a lot harder. Game 2. They have Leyline of the Sanctities. Black mana. Almost. It was pretty much black mana. You feel that Big Chandra is better in sideboard versus that Ballista? Is better in the sideboard versus that Ballista. No. Chandra or Ballista can be found with Karn as an alternate win condition. Chandra cannot. Chandra's too slow, in my opinion. I mean, look at this. It's taking forever. There. Turn 1 Blood Moon. Pretty good, guys. Pretty good. It's a game crusher. Don't tease me like that, game. Don't tease me like that. Alright. Collective Brutality, Kalidas, Plague Engineer, potentially Lily Last Hope, and maybe this Engineer Explosives or 0. What are we pulling out here? 1 Unearth. We're on the play, so Thoughtseize is okay. Inquisition, we'll take 1 Fatal Push out. We can ditch 1 to 2. Let's see here. Dreadboard's better. Need to keep the K commands in for bridge. I really feel like seeing that white, I'm going to just see a Leyline of Sanctity, and I should just take these Thoughtseizes out. I'm going to play like that's the next level move against my opponent. Alright, so I'm taking out a Skelemental. It's a little harder to cast, potentially in the face of Blood Moon. Thoughtseizes, we're going to play against the Leyline, and we're going to assume I'm going to miss. Ransack is going to take 1, Fatal Push, and Unearth, just trimming a few things that are impacted by Chalice. Probably, but I have this gut feeling that they're just going to have Leyline of Sanctity. I would love to play first. I'd love a hand that did better than this. Let's mulligan this. Alright. We can keep this hand. Keep. We can ditch probably just the Unearth. We can go get a basic here, and we'll be fine. This deck list is the red-black Kroxa Skelly one. The second from the bottom. Alright, opponent. Do you have the turn 1 Blood Moon again? They mulled down 1. Obviously they didn't. Look at this. This is Arid Mesa? This is Sun and Moon across from us. That crazy lunatic. They definitely have Sanctity. They just missed. What is this? Alright. Definitely a basic swamp. Cool. I'm going to get my second basic swamp and then play Liliana. This is kind of hard for my opponent to beat, usually. Red Prison has a big problem against Liliana, especially since my opponent is apparently on 1 land here. I'd love to fire off this Inquisition, but we're going to go ahead and do Liliana here. Gonna uptick. I'm gonna get rid of the Dreadbore. We can potentially cast that later with the Dreadhorde Arcanist plus the Castle. I'm hoping they don't have bolts. I don't believe they do because of Chalice on 1. My opponent must have some really spicy things, but not getting to cast them. Alright. Castle. Inquisition them. Let's take a peek. So we have a bridge to beat, a Blood Moon I don't care about, 2 rituals, and a Chandra. So here I just take a Pyretic Ritual. No, Desperate. Desperate's slightly better. Desperate. We'll play this into play. We're going to uptick. And I think we'll be okay from here. They might be priced into just angering this away. We'll see what they discard. Maybe this Ghostly Prison. They discard the anger, which is interesting to me. They want to keep this bridge. I don't think Blood Moon matters anymore. I think that would have been a fine one from them to discard as well. Okay. Hello. Goodbye. Pyretic. And we're just going to see a Blood Moon here. Or, sorry, a bridge. That's fine. So we're still going to play the uptick game here, because then I can split them. Go ahead and Plague Engineer. We'll name Goblin. Let's go ahead and attack first. Go ahead and Inquisition. Should be pretty good here. We'll take the Ghostly Prison just because it's kind of annoying. We'll be upticking with Liliana as well. I could just actually not tick up with Liliana, but we're pretty close to killing this bridge just by splitting the difference of lands. Liliana is really, really difficult for them to deal with. They might have Spyglass, though. We'll see. Now if they had a land, play land lose Chandra because of Liliana. All kinds of good stuff happening for us. Alright, let's go ahead and shock in here. We're going to go ahead and attack. We will pump. And then we will uptick. Could even wait on the uptick here. But we'll uptick. We're going to be splitting bridge and lands here in a moment. Pitches Chandra, unknown card in hand. Pyretic into Blood Moon. Excellent. All right. Make them separate. We're going to just take bridge plus others. Pretty simple split for us. They might keep bridge. We usually keep bridge in this situation, just hoping that we can get like 2 running lands plus Spyglass. In this case, I'll just run out Seasoned Pyromancer, flood the board, and then when we get the opportunity to attack, we'll be in great shape. I forgot I had a Castle Lockthwain. I forgot about that. I'm pretty sure there's no coming back for them here. Let's cast Kroxa for funsies here. Make them discard. For funsies. I guess I should have Liliana upticked first. It's all good. It's all good. We're just having a good time here. So we should be hitting them for 6 if I sequence that a little bit more correctly. All good, though. Land drop. Let's go ahead and cycle. Uptick. And pass turn. We just have to beat them, which we shouldn't have any problems here. We'll probably cycle this Castle Lockthwain just to draw, looking for our K command. They're pretty dead, though. Land. Opponent cracks their land here. Seasoned Pyromancer. Let's go ahead and attack. We will say no to the Inquisition. I don't really want to get rid of their last card. We'll play a Seasoned Pyromancer down so that we can draw some cards. Not going to use Liliana so that I have a bunch of 2/2s to hit next turn, which will be lethal. So unless they have exactly what they need, we'll just pitch this for a Kroxa in the future. So unless they have a land drop here, we should be able to attack for lethal. We'll see. And then we'll go to game number 3. They have something. Chalice on 0. Alright. Gonna cycle castle. Or draw with castle. There we go. Bolt. Swing with Dreadhorde Arcanist. Bolt again. Kind of interesting that they have the Ghostly Prison. I wonder if that's just supposed to be bridges like 7, 8, or not 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8 potentially. Maybe I should cut another Lightning Skelemental. They seem to have a lot of things for Fulminator Mage, and Fulminator Mage could be played into a Blood Moon. What I mean by that is they have Sacred Foundries. They have the fetch lands they're obviously fetching with. It'd be an interesting line. It wouldn't be a great line. I didn't see a lot of creatures. It seems like they're more heavier on the Planeswalker plan. Those Ghostly Prisons are going to be a problem. We could bring back 1 or 2 Thought Seizes. Cut 1 Skelemental, maybe 1 Ransack. Do that. Just hope that they don't have Chalice on 1 or Leyline. I mean, they're clearly Sun and Moon. They're playing Ghostly Prison. They have white splashes for things. Probably Rest in Peace, Leyline of Sanctity, and a few other things. The fact that I have some Inquisitions, Lilianas, and Bolts, they've got to be running them if they have them. Skelemental would be excellent to get through with. We'll keep this hand. I can fetch for a basic, which is critical here. Maybe get a Kalitas in play. Got an Unearth. Engineer Explosives. Good cards here. Past turn. We got our Arcanist again. Our buddy over here. Desperate Ritual. Pyretic Ritual. Chandra. Excellent. Alright. So we'll kill Chandra. This is always the worst feeling when you're Red Prison and you dump a lot of resources into your Planeswalker. They'll go up for probably damage here. Unless they have a Chalice on 1. And then we just get to Dreadbore it. It's always a terrible feeling. 3 for 1 incoming. But you got to do this if you're playing the Red Prison stuff. That's the name of the game. That is what you're trying to do. Alright. This will make sure they can't play a Karn or a big Chandra here in a couple turns. Chandra down. Got some good value out of our Dreadbore there. See what their follow-up is. Land drop, so they may have a follow-up. No follow-up. Let's go ahead and see what's going on. Inquisition to start things off. Anger, Desperate. Well, you know what? I'm going to take a Desperate here. I'm basically going to entice them to do this, and that way, if they miss lands for a little bit. Besides, this for 3 for an Anger is really just, it's not that interesting. It's not a great hand, that's for sure. I mean, they have the Anger, which is good. So there it is. That's fine. If I hit a land, Kalitas comes down. If I don't hit a land, Dreadboard Arcanist is down. Seasoned Pyromancer pitch Unearth Engineered Explosives is very interesting right now, especially with the Kalitas right after. I'm thinking, well, that's not a bad line. The Engineered Explosives could get rid of a Chalice, though. Maybe I'm supposed to just pitch Dreadhorde and Unearth. You know what? Let's keep Engineered in case that happens. Tap land here and swing with nothing because they're non-hasty and pass the turn. Bonus Seasoned Pyromancer, and we have a Kalitas. Looking hot here. By the way, these are elemental tokens. Alright. Bridge has been played. Let's go ahead and swing with some elementals. Go ahead and play Kalitas here. I understand the Seasoned Pyromancer could be used to dig a little bit deeper. I think what I want to do here is just have the Seasoned Pyromancer in case I need to cycle. And if I can find the K command, Kalitas power in play is much better. Trying to hit my opponent once or twice. Dang. Okay. I get it, deck. Alright, we're going to just use Seasoned Pyromancers to cycle through. I'm going to ditch Engineered and Lightning Bolt. All those would be great against Chalice. We'll swing for some damage here. And then Liliana's not a bad follow-up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and Thoughtseize them. This is to strip the Desperate Ritual in case they top deck that Chandra Awakened. That way they don't do anything crazy to us. Liliana will be in play and we'll be starting to tick her up. Opponent's happy to see this because they're at 0 cards, but they could do that at any point anyway. Play a Liliana here. Let's get going. Up we go. And again, we're going to go ahead and keep this Seasoned Pyromancer. It'll be used for digging power here in a moment. Land drop for our opponent. Pass turn. And we're going to do the same thing. Bridge and... We're going to do that same thing. Bridge and lands will be the split. Playing Seasoned Pyromancer before, so we can use Liliana here. We can uptick. Get rid of a Marsh Flats. We really don't need our extra swamp at this point. We'll be doing the same play this coming turn. Again, just digging for that K command. And once again, these are all elementals. We're good from a Chandra's perspective here. One, two, three. Seasoned Pyromancer. Ditch Arcanist. Keep digging. Go ahead and play the castle in. Castle will be really good because castle will pump everything. This coming turn, I'm probably going to go ahead and split the difference here. I don't see a reason to keep going up with Liliana necessarily. My opponent's requesting Chandra Awaken Inferno. That way they can kill the Liliana. They don't hit it. Alright. What do I do here? Do I separate with the possibility... Well, no, I can separate, yeah. I can separate here. They have to pick the bridge because otherwise they die. They'll pick the bridge. We'll be a few turns away from killing them. We'll go ahead and cast a Ransack here. Look for something else interesting. Do Plague Engineer. Name Goblins or something like that. And all on you, opponent. You have 2 turns. No land. Ooh, Chalice. I like it. They're in the game. Alright, spin the wheel on Ransack here. Maybe I find K-Command. Found it. Found it. Let's see. Return target creature card from graveyard to your hand and destroy target artifact. Boom. We'll grab a Skelemental. We got him. We got there. Red Prison. Gotten taken down. Liliana is very tough for Red Prison. Very hard. I cannot tell you how many times Liliana has killed us with Red Prism. Spyglass is exceptionally good at times. Red-Black, though, plays K-Command. And I hate K-Command. Alright, 2-1, though. Looking fine here. Let's see if we can keep this rolling for the evening. Win some games. Play some Magic. What's up, Beats? And Big Poe. So even if they had that Chandra, for example, and they got rid of my Liliana, or did some amount of damage to it, I don't believe the Chandra wins that game. Because we would eventually have found K-Command, and then from there, we would have been able to remove the bridge. Just my thoughts. That's why I don't think Chandra Awakened Inferno is very good in the prison deck. Alright, we get to play first. We're against Brainstorm 39. This hand's okay. We can keep it. A little hand disruption and digging power. We also have the Unearth that can be enabled by Ransack. So we'll see how this plays out for us. Our opponent's mulligan down to 6. Mulligans to 5. They're going to hate us soon. How far are they going to go? Stops at 5. All right. Well, let me see what 4 cards you'll be playing with. We have a Helix and an Archmage Charm. I'm going to take the Helix here. I think I will get lucky and be able to get that Archmage Charm before they get to cast it. Storm's Wrath. I'm not familiar with that card. Alright, Ransack here. Let's see what we hit. Well, that's not very good. I'll go ahead and take the Inquisition, I suppose. What's up, Last God? How's it going? Antic Atlantic. Thanks for the follow. Hallowed Fountain. Start with an Inquisition, see if I can grab this Archmage Charm. I do get that opportunity. And it looks like my opponent's literally got nothing else going on. We don't have much either. Field. Go ahead and crack this Bloodstained Mire. Go get a Blood Crypt. I don't think I want to bolt them net yet. Pass to our turn. Alright, I will bolt now that they're kind of forcing this a little bit. We'll go get red here because I do have black with the castle. And we have the Unearth. I'm going to go ahead and save that in case they somehow pick this Dreadboard Horde Arcanist off. I have Inquisition, Thoughtseize, and Bolt that I can use here. I might be using this Thoughtseize first. Oh. Well then. Let's just go for it. Hope they don't have Path. Just obliterate their hand. They Path the Arcanist. Sure. Absolutely. smack you for 6. Pitches 2 lands. Nice. 2 red deal 4 damage to all creatures and planeswalkers. That's pretty hefty. Not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and unearth Skelemental to put them at 2. I'm assuming that they didn't draw anything too potent here. Ooh, they drew a path. How rude. They drew exactly a path. Let's go ahead and fire off this castle in case I get a bolt here. I want to use it now. I don't. We'll pass turn. Alright. Seasoned Pyromancer. Spin the wheel here. Get some critters. Play another Seasoned Pyromancer. Spin the wheel. Get some more stuff. Pass turn. We do subject ourselves to, say, a Supreme Verdict. I'm okay with this because the Supreme Verdict just blows up Seasoned Pyromancers. They decide Archmage Charm's what they want. They're going to draw and have 2 mana open to them, which I don't think was a good idea. But okay. 2 mana. What do we got, Jeskai? Nothing. Nothing. Alright, Kalitas feels good here. I could see maybe a pair of Fulminator Mages and Collective Brutalities. These all feel like possible things. Fatal Pushes are out. I don't know if K-Command's really worth it here. Probably 1 Ransack, 1 K-Commands. Something else? What was my loss in round 1? What was my loss in round 1, chat? What was it? You remember? Do you remember? Who remembers? I remember. Just curious if you're paying attention. I test you guys. Round 1 loss was to... drumroll. Amulet. We mentioned that because after our Red Prison League, we were like, whoa, we could have boiled this guy. Kentronics got it. Woo! That's right. Alright, can we keep a 1-lander with double Thoughtseize and a Kroxa? You bet we can. We're so high on life, it's going to be fantastic. Serum Visions. Ha! You think you're good, opponent. We got you. Got you exactly where we want you. Top deck a land. Uh-oh. Blood Crypt. Thoughtseize. Let's take a peek at how bad this is going to be. Oh, gosh. They have a Surgical. Oh, gosh. They're just, like, burn. I guess I take this Surgical. I've got some good stuff that I don't want them to destroy. It's a lot of damage, though. But we'll take the Surgical so that they don't grab my Thoughtseize. They don't grab anything else. I don't actually mind them pathing this little guy if they want to. We'll go ahead and Inquisition here. It's a little bit safer than a Thoughtseize. What can we do now? Maybe just take the Archmage Charm? You know, play the burn game with our opponent? Like I said, if I can get Kroxa down and then they path it for me, that'd be kind of nice of them. I doubt they do it now because we have shown that we're lacking lands here. Boy, we're lacking lands. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. We're just going to take all the damage. Who cares? Opponent's just like, okay, sure. Logic knots me for 1. That was their draw. The flood, please. Need the flood. Need the flood. A Fulminator Mage wouldn't be too bad here. Hey, we found a card. Alright, we're gonna go get a mountain on the off chance that they decide pathing this is a great idea. And if they path it for us, they ditch a bolt, then we'd be happy. But they didn't, so. Land drop? Not land drop. Inquisition. Now I'm going to take the path. Because they didn't use it for Kroxa. Right? Correct. We can race our opponent. I have 6 points of damage in my hand. They have 6 points. They gain 3. It'll be interesting. But then I'm going to slam Kroxa. Oh, they're going to do this. They're going to go get Archmage Charm. That's ridiculous. There's a bolt in response. Ha, bolted. Gotcha. Land drop's nice here. I kind of want to take them off of this white. I gotta take them off red too. Red would be hilarious. They didn't get a land drop. It's clearly a tied game. Exactly. You know what? Let's take them off red. That's the big brain play here. Haha. No more red for you. Didn't even bolt. I don't believe they've ditched these either. I think we're good. We'll see. Land drop. Nice. Let's play Kroxa. Let's see here. Land, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, this. Boom. Bloop. Make them discard. Big Kroxa. They discard Bolt. No other damage. We're doing okay. I like where we're standing so far. Let's swing for 6. Punch in. Discards a Bolt. Goes to 8. Gonna play a Season Pyromancer, pitching Season plus Blood Crypt? Oh, Mana Leak. Just kidding. Okay. 3 cards. Astrolabe. I'm pretty sure this Helix is still over here. I don't see it in the yard yet. Land drop. So now they can cast the Helix. They can go get the path on top. Path, draw, path this? It's not a bad idea. Not a great one either. End step bolt. End step bolting so the attack is lethal. We'll move straight to attacks here. If they're going to do anything, they need to do it now. Alright, we get the trigger. Discard Lightning Helix. Takes no damage. Floating red mana. Plays an Is It Status Caster to block. I like this. This is good. Nicely played. Let's go ahead and ransack. Dreadhorde Arcanist. Play Dreadhorde. Pass turn. We won't play our Blood Crypt just yet. Alright. This way, if they go get just a Mystic Sanctuary, they can't exactly do that, because if they just get, like, Path, then they lose. They've got to get something that draws them some cards, or need to hit a Supreme Verdict, which is difficult just with the white mana. Draw their card. Got them. We just have a little bit too much value for our Jeskai friend over there. They're Jeskai burn with some extra elements. And we have too much recursive, we have too much disruption. It's just too much. They need like Rest in Peace to stop us, but even then, I think I've shown a couple times we can play through Rest in Peace. Jeskai really did do nothing, and the Fulminator taking him off red was boom, you know. You just made it look terrible. The matchup. I don't know. I think a Rest in Peace could like definitely do some things. Leyline of Sanctity would be completely fine to really hose us for a while. But even both of those, we can somewhat play through them. We have the Kroxas and the K Command, or the Seasoned Pyromancers, the Lightning Skelementals. Some decks, some matchups make decks look awful. Yeah, I understand that completely. There are definitely matchups where we're playing Red Prison or Mill or Green Devotion, this one, Rack, anything, and you just run into this matchup and it's just people just start going, what are you playing? What a bad deck. Terrible. It just tanks from there. There's definitely some favorable and unfavorable matchups for sure. Hey, thank you for the follow, JP2493. We're getting close to that 2020 for that Secret Lair giveaway. Almost there. This deck looks good, but has close to 0% win rate against Jund. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, Kamikaze. I know exactly what you're talking about. There were certain decks that everyone judged your deck on. And you're just sitting there like, what did I do? Jabs, 1997, thank you for the follow. Type Panzer's our opponent. Let's play first. This one's a little harder to keep. We're on the play one lander. If we hit that second land, Ransack really helps us. Otherwise, we're just Inquisitioning and Lightning Bolting. It's not really good. I think we can mulligan and look for a better hand. Okay, this is better. We'll keep this. I'm going to get rid of the Arcanist. Let's go ahead and shock. Fetch shock, Inquisition. Got a little more to do here. Second land just makes this hand look a lot better. Discard to hand size, then unearth the Pyro. It's pretty crazy. You're pretty crazy, my friend. This isn't a good matchup for us at all. Not with my current hand. I think I have to take the Lightning Bolt. Taking the Lightning Bolt at least lets Skelemental come through at a later date here and punch my opponent and make him discard some stuff, because everything else is sorcery speed. We're going to see probably this Nacatl. Yeah, Mantis Rider's just sitting there like, sup, I'm coming for you. Alright, we'll make them discard something here. It won't be the land, so at least we get something else out of their hand. Which is good. It's true. If I draw a bolt. Fatal Push, Dreadboard. They get rid of the Mantis Rider, so Kroxa just, you know, won me the game. I think we're going to deal with this Tarmogoyf next, which I don't know what it is yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5. So they attack with Wild Nacatl. I will get in with my Skelemental. And then we'll create chump blockers. Not really. I don't have anything in hand. Kroxa would be a nice big thing, and we can strategically remove stuff from the graveyard to shrink Goyf. So I guess we're going to be aiming to get Kroxa out here in a couple turns. If we can. Opponent goes and gets a Sacred Foundry. Untapped. Hits for 3. Plays Tarmogoyf? Or Tribal Flames. Goyf is a 4/5. I would really, 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 really like to do a little bit more than just this lightning skelemental in, because I'm going to get hit for 8 and a lot here. I might be pretty close to dead. We'll find out shortly, though. They'll discard. This is going to be a tough matchup. I could see my opponent winning overall this game and then the match. They're just a bit quicker. And us discarding doesn't stop too much. Oh my gosh, they have their own Skelementals. They have Tribal Flames in the hand. Swings for 7. That's 3 more. Alright. Let's play a Seasoned Pyromancer to create 2 blockers here. We're hoping to hit a land for Kroxa for next turn. And then we'll have to pick accordingly what we take out of our graveyard. Is this an Ancient Ziggurat deck? Our opponents? Yeah, probably. Helix is me. Alright, so we're dead anyway. Domain will kill us. They have Mountain, Plains, Forest here. Alright, so there's going to be like 4 to 5 colors here. The domain piece is usually 4 to 5 colors. Anyway. Collective Brutalities, Kalitas, and Engineered feel like excellent bring-ins for this matchup. I think Ransacks aren't good. I'm not so sure about a Liliana, but we can maybe, like, hold it. I think a pair of Thoughtseizes is okay here, and I think one Unearth is possible. Not sure, though. Honestly, it's probably just 4-color, 5-color Zoo. Yeah, it's like 4 to 5 color Zoo. That's all they're doing. All right. I kind of want to take a Fulminator Mage in with me. I think that's a little memey. The Mantis Rider is kind of interesting to have seen. It's going to be a real pain for us to deal with if we can't get ahead of our opponent. Yeah, they kind of do. I'm guessing that they are probably... There's a couple things they could be doing. They could be Nyazu splashing like 4 Dryads and just then they get Rainbow lands. Or they have the Ancient Ziggurats and other Rainbow lands that they're going to be playing. So, 1 lander. Some of our 3 drops. This is probably not worth it. We'll mulligan this. 1 lander. A bunch of 3 drops again. Thoughtseize. We'll mulligan this as well. Alright, this one we can play. We can keep this. We're going to ditch Seasoned Pyromancer, and unfortunately going to do the Ransack. We're going to keep as much disruption as we possibly can here. My opponent's kept 7. Oh no, they're mulled to 5. Never mind. I thought they were at 7. So hopefully we can disrupt, kill, disrupt. So we have Path to deal with and a Helix. So we'll take the Wild and the Coddle here. Not so concerned about the Path right now. Not so concerned about it. Yeah, it's going to be probably more Rainbow lands, especially with the Domain card. Domain cards are really cool, by the way. Alright, what if Foothills is being cracked immediately here? That was one of their lands. We have 3 cards we know about, 1 unknown. I'm guessing they potentially top-decked a creature here. We're going to definitely Inquisition and Fatal Push this coming turn. I'm wondering if I should just, like, take the Path with the intention of... Oh. Unearths their Wild and the Coddle. Wow. Holy crap. Alright. Got you. I understand. Wow. All right. Let's go ahead and... I think I have to get a Blood Crypt here. We take a little bit more damage to do the Blood Crypt line. I'm going to take the path, I believe, at this point, because I actually do want the Seasoned Pyromancer to be a thing. And we'll go ahead and Fatal Push, leaving them with land plus Lightning Helix. So, my opponent is going for their graveyard, just like we are. Land drop, please. I can cycle this for my land drop. I guess we'll just hold. See if my opponent does anything here that warrants keeping this unearthed for some reason in our hands. I'm going to guess no. I think I'm just going to cycle it. I want to hit my land drop. Nice. Liliana. Yeah, well, we were doing a lot of nothing. Now I got to decide what something I want to do. I guess I want 2 creatures here instead of just a Liliana uptick. Liliana uptick then gets probably Helix and then just bolted. Or at least the Seasoned Pyromancer will be value later, and it draws 2. We probably want to be drawing more, trying to catch up with where we're at in the game. Oh gosh, that was horrendous. This is horrendous. Yeah, we could have baited the Helix as well. I guess 2 turns from now I get to flashback my Seasoned Pyromancer's elementals, I suppose. The regrets. The regrets. What's going on? I guess we get past the 2 lands. We're going to have to get past them anyway. Alright. Temple Garden here. We have a basic land. Lightning Bolt. Sorry. Tapping for a mountain. Seasoned Pyromancer's bolted. We have an elemental here. Helix and 2 unknowns for our opponent. The elemental beats it is. Seems that way, at least. Collective Brutality is kind of an interesting one. Let's go ahead and go upstairs. I'm going to keep this Bloodstained Mire. We'll go upstairs here. We're going to hit the Helix immediately now, or we're going to... Oh, gosh. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are worth 4. Yeah, I'm going to take a Tribal Flames. Dang. My opponent's got some goodies, to say the least. There's an argument for maybe taking the Helix. If I top deck, say, Skelemental, it won't connect currently because the Helix will prevent that. But who is going to, you know, get that anyway? Do I flashback Seasoned Pyromancer here? I guess I do. I've got several of them. I'm probably unlikely to draw an Unearth to bring it back here. There's Tarmogoyf. I'm going to want some blockers anyway. You don't want to play Gruul Assault Loam this Monday? I was feeling... Any sweet piles floating around currently outside the Rakdos hotness? Oh my gosh. Look what we picked up right after. It's a great card. Let's go ahead and cycle it. I love me some lands. We'll just pass turn planning to block Tarmogoyf. Got a block for our lives here. They have a lot of burn in hand currently. Chump. I don't know if there's any sweet piles outside of Rakdos that we are currently playing, but I do know other people have been playing some interesting things. Bonus Tarmogoyf. I do not believe I brought my engineered explosives in. Kroxa's pretty good. Makes them discard, and then I get to replay it. Kroxa's pretty good. I like it. And I'll probably fetch. It's probably worth a fetch here. They don't take any damage here. But now we got Kroxa. And that blocks Tarmogoyf. I think I can just play it. Because this is going to get rid of their other card here. Bloodstainmire, Marsh Flats. Hold on. Hold on. What do we got over here? We have Sorcery, Instant Creature, Land. So I'm going to grab my Planeswalker out of here. They have plenty of instants. I'm not going to grab the lands either. I guess it doesn't matter after the Planeswalker. We can grab some of our lands. An Inquisition. Sure. Because they have the other stuff covered, but it'll be okay. We shrink this just a touch. Just a touch. Rakdos Goblins. Yeah, we can cast Kroxa forever. Not to mention that their hand is now empty. Kroxa coming back. Bringing the heat. Plus we can attack, and then they double block. They have to discard, and then we get to replay it again. Here's our blue mana. Oh my gosh, this person's all over the place. Domain Zoo. Alright, what do you got for us, opponent? Luckily we have 2 elementals as blockers as well. They can jump. I don't see them attacking here at all. I wouldn't mind, I really wouldn't mind getting something. Alright, attack with Kroxa here. Trigger the discard. Discard's a Bloodbraid Elf. Woo! Maybe double blocks here. Single block. Double blocks. Nice. Let's go ahead and fetch. Just to put an extra card in here, and I can keep something if I want to. Get the Blood Crypt. Oops. I believe I can cast this again. Kroxa. We'll do... What do I want to keep in here? I probably don't mind keeping an Unearth. Because if I were to find a Dreadhorde Arcanist, I could swing and reanimate Kroxa. So they take 3. We have a 6/6. All on you, opponent. What do you find? We got him. We got him. Taking it down. Sabor time. Alright. Do we want to change anything? Man, I really want to just blast them with the Fulminator Mages. I just want to destroy all their lands. How much is Liliana honestly doing? It's just an edict. It's a good edict, though. It's hard to kill some of their stuff. Yeah, we have 1 Dreadboard here. You could probably play a Terminate. The Dreadboard's here, though, in case we run into some Planeswalkers, obviously. So, something we got there. Man, I just want to Fulminator Mage, and it's such a bad idea. How good is K Command? I mean, I guess it makes them discard. Hey, thank you for the follow-up. I'm going to take 1 Thoughtseize out and bring an Unearth back in. And we'll run it. Liliana, the Last Hope's a good one. I haven't really found a matchup that I particularly like her in, if I'm Completely honest. Alright, they kept 7. We have a Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, and a Bolt here, and we're on the draw. Arcanist has been feeling okay. I'm going to risk it, and we're going to play this out. We'll see what happens here. If I top deck the land, we're in great shape because of the Ransack, and I have quite a bit of interaction. A lot of ways to kill things. Bolt's a great one for Nakato. Fatal Push is great for Tarmogoyf. Thoughtseize is great to go after their hand. Let's see what this first card is. It's a Noble. Okay. We do hit our land. That's always a good start. Let's go ahead and Thoughtseize them. I'm not too worried about whatever's on 3. And we can snag it if we see something terrifying. Which would be a Mantis Rider. Alright. Looks good. We can Fatal Push and Bolt this coming turn, taking care of Tarmogoyf and the Noble, if I want to. They swing for 1. Play land. Tarmogoyf? Gotta be Tarmogoyf. Like Blood Moons in the side. I play a lot of Blood Moon decks, so it's kind of nice to every now and then not run a Blood Moon. Let's see what they want to go get here. I think it's just going to be shoot, shoot, and pass turn. That way everything's clear when they play another creature, Liliana downtick. Hoping for a land drop again. It is a very land heavy. And they're taking quite a bit of damage. Alright, I don't think there's any questions here. I think it's a simple Bolt to avoid Bloodbraid Elf, and I think it's a simple Fatal Push here to kill this Tarmogoyf because this is growing because there's creatures. They have 2 lands and an unknown card. We're feeling pretty hot. If we happen to miss here, we're gonna look for a land and maybe to put something really sweet into the yard. We can then unearth and go from there. Well, that's sweet into the hand. Go ahead and Ransack here. Grab this Bloodstain Mire. We're going to go ahead and go for this Bloodstain Mire. We can go get a basic. We can then play this Unearth, going after our Skelemental. This will test if they have any burn spells. And we'll go ahead and swing in, clearing their hand. Down to 8. The fact that they had no way to burn this feels really good. Sacred Foundry and Wooded Foothills, 1 unknown. Feels pretty good. We're going to probably Skelemental them next. Maybe Liliana downtick, depending on if they play a creature or not. It'll be good. We're almost there. No play from my opponent. Dang. I think I just go for the Skelemental here. They have to have top decked a burn spell. They didn't do it last time. If it's white, they've got to fetch and shock anyway, which will put them at lethal with the Unearth. Going to 2, clear the hand. Mantis Rider and Bloodbraid Elf. Fetches. Goes to 1. Here we go. How do you play Cyborg games against those style of decks? You ignore it. You ignore the rest in peace. By the way, we've got him here. But to really get him here, we're going to play a Liliana. We're going to downtick. We're going to kill him. We're going to unearth. And we're going to Skelemental them for the win. For the most part, you can ignore Rip and Leyline. That is a win. We get there 3-2-1, that final one. And overall, 4-1 with the list. Playing red-black Kroxa Skelemental here in Modern. Woo! I love this. This deck recurs to answer the question about Rips or Leyline of the Voids, yet just ignore them. And I'm not even kidding. Yes, Kroxa becomes just a 2-mana discard, but it could be a 2-mana Lightning Bolt. It's also nice to do the discard. Your Skelementals are hitting for 6. 3 mana to do 6 damage. Perfectly fine. Lightning Bolts, 3 damage there. Liliana can take over the game. Seasoned Pyromancer's churning out value. You just kind of disrupt their hand enough that they basically went and looked for that rest in peace. And then from there, take care of them. Damage all the way. If you have a rest in peace heavy meta, you could always bring in some extra engineered explosives from the sideboard as well. Red-black Kroxa, Skelemental in Modern. Oh yeah. How do I feel about Kalidas? It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm pretty happy with Kalidas. I think the Collective Brutalities are right. Liliana the Last Hope's probably the only thing I'm a little bit down on. Surgicals feel like a little bit of a meme in some ways. Unless they're super combo or very reliant on one or two pieces, your Thoughtseize, Inquisitions, and Skelementals plus the Kroxa, I mean, that's a lot of discard. If you really look at this list, if we take a moment and just look here, this is discard, this is discard, this is discard, this is discard, this is discard. Theoretically, the Unearths are partial discard. Let's put the partial discards here. Dreadhorde Arcanist, a little bit hit or miss, but Thoughtseize, attack, Thoughtseize, it's fantastic. Unearth a Dreadhorde Arcanist to then do Thoughtseizes and Inquisitions, possibility. Unearth your Skelementals, swing. Unearth the Kroxas, damage. K command, discard, pick up Skelemental, swing with Skelemental late game. Discard 3, get my Skelemental, do 6 damage for 6 mana. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Not bad. The list has some very interesting lines and versatility, and I think for me, you could visualize this list as Jund light, being that it's very Jund-like, very value-based, but it's light because it's no green. Just out of there. No Tarmogoyfs, no Bloodbraid Elves, and you're focusing a little bit more on damage and discard. I think it's sweet. I would play it. I don't have the cards in paper. I would get this, and I would run this at F&M to have fun. And I'd maybe even entertain a PTQ just to give it a shot and see if it would work. We've done great with it. Go try it out if you have the cards. Take it for a spin. I very rarely will suggest getting cards in paper because for me, I stream on Fridays. Ta-da! Like right now. And to me, I think to go out and play F&M takes a little bit of effort. You know, you got to drive there. Usually you got to sign up. Rounds are a bit slower. You're interacting with people, all that. This would be a list that I would feel very happy to just be jamming against any opponent. And I feel like I'd have a shot. Even if they have Rest in Peace, Leyline of the Void, plenty of Path to Exile. I feel like I could top deck at any point and like suddenly churn out a few turns of really good value with Unearths and Seasoned Pyromancers and just smash him. I was asked earlier if I think Seasoned Pyromancer is good. Yes. In Red Prison? No. Here? Absolutely. Fulminator Mage, sack, unearth Fulminator Mage against a Tron player. You need to go check out our YouTube series. Go look at some of the Kroxa Skelemental lists. We might have done that to someone. We might have. There's a few must-watches in there. Search through the descriptions for the must-watches on the last 2 to 3, because they're stream uploads, so they're 2 to 4 hours in length. So I wouldn't ask you to watch the whole thing unless you find this very interesting. But some of the must-watches were pretty good. I think a must-watch on one of the Kroxa Skelemental ones where we do some really nasty things to a blue-white player as well is pretty fun. Seasoned Pyromancer is one of the best cards in the deck. I would disagree. I would disagree. I think it is the engine of the deck. but it's not what you want to be starting with necessarily in the hand. It makes certain hands look a little bit better and more appealing. I think it definitely gets you there late game, and it lets you get through and sift through your deck in a way that red-black doesn't always get the opportunity to. But I honestly will say that I think Skelemental and Kroxa with Unearth are the 3 cards. This is like the trifecta in this deck. Skelemental it's just like Pyroprism. Free win red is Magus's, Blood Moons, Koth, Chandra. Ho! Let's hide behind the bridge. Ah! Let's kill them with the Chandra element emblem. Wow! 10 turns later. 15 turns later. Pyroprison goes, slam the Blood Moon. Next turn, slam Rabble Master. You're going to be dead in 3 turns. Good luck. If you have an answer, great. We're going to play some more Magic. If you don't, you're dead. Let's move to game 2. This is kind of like that. And then, to me, a little bit of Red Rack does a little bit of that. Red Rack, compared to 8 Rack, is sitting there going, you know, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Mutavault, hope for a Rack. If they draw enough cards, Rack, you run out of things. I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but you kind of sit there and you're like trying to keep up with them in the discard department. If you splash just enough red to play a couple Kroxas, you slam Kroxa, and then every turn you're just getting this value where you get the discard. That's part of your main game plan. But 2, you're doing 6 damage every turn. There's a reason Tarmogoyf is played, and there's like Teamer, Delver Tarmogoyf. There's a reason that it's been played in Jund, and there's a reason that it gets played in other multicolored green, black, and other things. It's because Tarmogoyf it's a simple card, but it's usually hitting for 4 or 5 damage if possible, with all the variety of types of cards in Modern. 4 or 5 damage a turn is a lot. Burn plays a bolt. Single. 1 turn. Bam. 1 mana, 3 damage. The fact that you can repeatedly do 3-4 damage a turn with a Tarmogoyf makes it a valuable creature, especially since it's a bit harder to destroy with damage because it has usually a lot of toughness. Same thing here. You're trying to get rid of Kroxa. Fatal Push does it. Not saying it's a great card for the removal part, but it gets to come back, and the recursiveness of it is just absolutely mind-blowing. I think Kroxa, you could bump 1 up, and I would try it. But I'm not sure it would work. I think the person that created this list has a very good set of 60. I think every now and then it's really, really tough to do the 20 lands, but it works, and it gets there. It's really, really tight on the mana. You really have to have those 2 lands, I think, starting. If you don't, you can really struggle. I know we kept a few 1-landers. Sometimes you just have to because you have enough of that interaction of bolts and Thoughtseizes and Inquisitions. Deck is sweet. Go play it.